Before empires rose, before kings carved their names into stone, before nations knew their borders, there was a man living an ordinary life in a world drowning in idols. The earth was restless. Cities were growing. Human ambition was rising like towers into the sky. But somewhere in the noise of civilization, heaven chose a man. Not a warrior, not a king, not a prophet standing before multitudes, just a man. And one day, without warning, eternity broke into time. A voice called his name, not a whisper of imagination, not the echo of a dream, but a command that would divide his life into before and after. Leave your country, leave your people, leave your father's house. Walk toward a land you have never seen. No map, no guarantee of comfort, no explanation of how, only a promise. And the man stood at a crossroads between the familiar and the unknown. Behind him was security. Before him was mystery. Within him was a decision that would shape the destiny of generations. This was the moment Abram became more than a man. He became a carrier of covenant. And this is where we must understand something powerful. The men who walked with God in biblical history did not move because of assumption. They moved because of encounter. Their faith was not built on speculation. It was built on a real God who truly spoke. Abram did not wake up chasing greatness. He responded to a voice. That is the difference between ancient faith and much of what we see today. Many in our generation build faith around what they expect to receive: breakthrough, success, protection, increase. Fellowship has become centered around benefits. Relationship has become driven by results. But the men of old built their lives around encounters. Noah built because he heard. Moses stood before Pharaoh because he met fire that did not burn. Abram left everything because he encountered a God who made promises. And when God makes a promise, history begins to rearrange itself. I will make thee a great nation. I will bless thee. Thou shalt be a blessing. In thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. This was not ambition. This was covenant. Abram stepped into Canaan, the land of promise, and the first thing he built was not a house, but an altar. Before ownership, worship. Before possession, surrender. Before settlement, communion. That altar was proof that his journey was not about land, it was about relationship. But every promise must pass through testing. Famine struck the very land God had shown him. The ground cracked. The air dried. Scarcity replaced expectation. And here the story turns. The man of promise felt fear. He went down to Egypt, the symbol of human systems and survival strategies. And under pressure, he told Sarai to say she was his sister. The hero faltered. And this is where the story becomes real. Even those who encounter God can struggle when circumstances contradict the promise. Even those who build altars can momentarily listen to fear. Yet the covenant did not collapse. God intervened. God protected Sarai. God preserved the promise, because the destiny resting on Abram was bigger than his moment of weakness. Through this man would come generations. Through those generations would come kings. Through those kings would come the Redeemer. One man's encounter became humanity's turning point. And here's the lesson for our present generation. If we want the strength of the patriarchs, we must seek the encounters that built them. Faith is not built on desire. It is built on revelation. Not on what we want from God, But on knowing him, Abram's story is not just ancient history. It is an invitation to leave comfort, to build altars, to trust in famine, to refuse fear, and to pursue a real relationship with a real God who still speaks. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, Yomi Inspired, for more uplifting and thought-provoking content. Join me as we dive deeper into the mysteries of the human experience and the divine.